Hi Leo, this is your forecast for the month of July 2017. This is a general reading for Leo Sun, Leo Rising, or Leo Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. You can watch your reading in 3 different ways: the full extended monthly, or for just the energy influence, watch the brief. Or in addition to the brief, watch the weekly for the upcoming week. Weeklies also make it easy for you to review information you may have forgotten in the full reading. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com, and I invite you to follow me on Facebook, Google+, and Instagram. Please also check out my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/on-demand/finding-love for monthly love readings. So Leo, this first week of July, this is your card. This is the Strength card, and it represents Leo. So this could be a week where you are finding yourself perhaps in a strong position. There's the ability to overcome problems through your own willpower. This is a week for you to have faith in who you are and your own abilities. Maybe you're seeking protection, maybe you're providing protection. This is about courage and recovering after something and gaining some type of empowerment through self-reliance, endurance, and the proper channeling of your instincts. For some of you, this is going to be a week of reconciliation with others, where you're going to have to be diplomatic and congenial and willing to exert your influence through gentle means as a way of solving a problem. And it takes a lot of self-confidence to use that inner strength correctly, rather than being aggressive or domineering. There's a strength, there's a quiet strength that you can tap into this week if you decide to. Now, you're encouraged to display the better parts of yourself as a Leo, to draw upon your skills of leadership, taking the initiative, using your personal power in constructive ways, being generous, having an excitement about life and inspiring others to share in that excitement. So this could be a week where you are motivating other people and allowing them to be the center of attention, helping them to discover their own personal power. This could be a week that is very creative, very joyful, could be romantic. Maybe you're even doing some type of speculation in some sort. But it could be a week of playfulness, enjoyment, and really letting loose. So this could be a week where you decide you need to take some time out. Now, maybe you've been through a difficult situation and you're having to regain your strength, and take some time to get back in touch with you, reaffirm your goals, your peace of mind, your confidence, and try to overcome any inner self-doubt that has been threatening your sense of security. Stepping back from a situation could allow you the space not to take your frustrations or your anger out on other people. Because this is a week where the mind, body, and spirit is all tied together. And if you're at odds in your emotional self, it's going to begin to take a toll on your physical health. You have to have the strength to know what is within your capability. So for some things, you may have to let go of those things, and that may require your strength to let go. You may think it's easier to hold on to something rather than start over, but that's simply not the case. The more faith you have in yourself and in your efforts, if you've been putting in your best effort into a situation, then regardless of what happens, you will be rewarded on your faith because you put your best foot forward. This is a week where, again, your instincts are on mark. So if you're doing some kind of speculation, you could be uncannily accurate. But it's very important this week for you to take that time out. Take some downtime so that you can rejuvenate yourself, so that anything that's been troubling you, an inner peace will allow the universe to send a solution or message and answer to you. Now, this could be a week where maybe you're dealing with physical strength. You may feel weak, or you may feel sick, or you may feel dependent on someone, or you may lack control over your instincts. There could be issues of substance abuse, or where somebody's being a coward or presenting two faces. There's a Jekyll and Hyde aspect to an individual. So if that is the case, you may be grappling with fear. Fear about your capabilities, fear about your abilities, fear about being rejected, falling on your face, somebody, seeking revenge upon you, fear of being alone, fear that you just can't do what needs to be done. And so if that's the case, you're going to end up coming up short. You're going to let yourself down. You're going to let your situation down. You're going to take less than what you truly deserve. Now, this is a week, again, of positive leadership, the best that Leo has to offer. And so that also means knowing where you have fallen short, knowing where you have contributed to your own situation, rather than only blaming other people, seeing only the truths that you wish to see, and refusing to let go of the things that have happened in the past, and in effect, cheating yourself out of the future. So this is a week to call upon your strength, to have fortitude in order to move through a situation and not allow fear to take hold of you. Now, the second week you have the Temperance card. But this is a week where, again, this being in control of our lower self, our shadow self, our deeper instincts, and knowing how to practice some type of self-restraint, doing things in moderation, being tolerant of others, and having a balanced viewpoint. So for some of you, you may be calling upon your strength in order to reconcile with others, or make some compromises, or make some concessions, and it's going to be very important for you to focus on being fair and to release any sense of prejudice or bias about a situation. This is not a week to take an extreme position. This is about trying to find what's going to work, a fruitful combination, merging with others to come up with the right mix. And so there could be issues of compatibility. You may need to accommodate a situation or adapt to something in order to find some peace and some forgiveness. And if this is about your passionate instincts, you may need to balance your libido. This could also be, maybe you've gotten comfortable with who you are sexually or intimately. Whatever the case, this is about healing in some way, a healing force. You coming in contact with healers, you being a healer yourself of some sort. There are issues of protection. And so perhaps you're seeking the strength to heal, or you're working with healers in order to regain your strength. So this is about avoiding the extreme position. And again, issues that may connect to addictions or alcoholics or compulsive sexual behavior. This is a week of compromise and moderation. And it could be that in order to heal a situation, you're going to need to have the strength and the ability to have an honest discussion with another person in a gentle way. Remember, the strength card is about wielding gentle influence, using the power of persuasion rather than force. So you may not agree on all points with another person, and yet you should be able to discuss your points of difference without jeopardizing your relationship or without feeling as if you're being judged or you're judging the other person. So this is not a week to be pushy, but it is important for you to clear the air and get some things off of your chest. Now, in the negative, you may make a misjudgment. Even though your instincts are sharp, you may miscalculate and be tempted to remain in a situation that's negative for you. And you're going to persuade yourself that it's the right thing to do, that you're doing it for the other person, or you're doing it for the sake of yourself, or you're doing it to help out. But really the truth is, it's just an excuse. Because what doesn't work simply does not work. So if you're in a bad relationship, you can try to put that ribbon or bow on it and pretty it up. But the truth of the matter is, you're just caught in a bad habit and you're making an excuse and you're taking your talents for granted. You're selling yourself short, and once again, you're coming up on the short end of the stick. Now, this may center around, again, a romance or a new relationship or moving a connection to the next level. Or it could be that you have found someone that you're compatible with in a relationship and you feel a sense of exhilaration. Whatever it is, this is about gaining that balance, because remember, your body, your mind, your mental health, your emotional state is all tied together. So this is a week where it may be difficult for you to relax. You may find yourself having to contend with illnesses or rashes or ailments, and it's rooted in your emotional state of mind. Now, this is also a week for you to pay attention to your dreams at night. They have some kind of message for you. This is going to be a week where it may be difficult for you to focus, for you to find that right combination, because you're more distracted. So you're having to call on your strength of concentration. It could be that you're acting on your impulses. You're mistaking that for your intuition, and it's leading you in the wrong direction. And hence the misjudgment. You say the wrong thing, you do the wrong thing, you buy the wrong thing, you're extravagant, you spend too much, you do something that costs you. So you have to be careful of, again, finding that balance, not being too extreme, not being excessive, not overreacting, not overdoing it, not having excessive ambition or impatience, or being volatile, trying to force a situation, or being inappropriate. This is a week for you to open yourself up to love. And again, healing a situation, not judging others and not even judging yourself. You may discover that you've been harder on yourself than anybody around you. Now, this third week, you are trying to make some kind of improvements. There's a focus. Maybe you're trying to, again, heal yourself. This card ties to health. Or maybe you're trying to heal your finances in some way. This is all about having and not having. It's about generosity, giving and receiving, either offering assistance or receiving assistance. There could be benevolence or some kind of exchange. You may even be dealing with social services in some way, a social system. Maybe you're focused on repaying your debts, or you're getting some type of loan, or you're just focused on what is fair with regard to finances. This could be a week of business opportunities where you get some type of assistance and there's a sense of shared wealth or gratitude. You could be focused on getting what you deserve. And maybe you're dealing with investments or some type of benefactor or somebody who's rendering some type of service. Or maybe you're even focused on saving your money for something important. Now, the issue with this card is that maybe somebody's getting more than someone else, or somebody's getting more attention than someone else. And we have to wonder in this card why the person who's giving out is having people at his feet. Why are these people not standing up to receive? So there could be issues of dominance and submission. This could be a case where, maybe somebody is feeling as if they are an indentured servant. They're bound by their circumstances and they're having to rely on the benefaction of someone else who may be using that power to keep them in the very situation that they're in. So this could be about people who owe money. This could be about somebody being a tightwad. This could be a crooked money manager. This could be having to depend on somebody for basic necessities, or somebody who's only spending money on themselves. So if that's the case, there could be some withdrawal of financial support, or somebody's being unfair, being selfish. There's some inequity. There's some wasteful spending or lost, or some unpaid bills. Whatever the case, there's some issue with either not getting the recognition or the money you deserve, or the money has strings attached to it, or perhaps you're turning against what appears to be the hand that feeds you, or somebody's getting shortchanged. So regardless, in spite of whatever circumstances you're facing, you are trying to regain a new sense of purpose about your life and your financial situation. So you're looking at your money, your time, and the opportunities that are facing you. This could be a week where you connect to people who can help you, who can advance your interests. And this is a week for you to be extremely conscious about your finances and your security. So any kind of opportunity that crosses your path, you should examine that. This is for you to bargain hunt. Make sure you're getting the best price. Negotiate if you can. Look for the best deal in all things. Otherwise, you may end up paying the price in some way. You do have a new sense of purpose, as I said. You want to get things in order, and it's possible that you manage to, if you're involved in any kind of legal situation, then you manage to resolve that in your favor. You could get some recognition. You could get some extra money. Maybe you're getting a job. And if this is health related, maybe you're becoming more conscientious about your health habits and taking care of yourself. Because again, if you're not focused on, if you haven't found that right mix in order to heal, your health could be suffering. You may have difficulty sleeping at night. You may be under some kind of nervous tension. And either you're having to pick up the slack and deal with somebody else's irresponsibility or their immaturity or their financial neglect in some way. So you're left holding the bag this week, some of you. And you may be at a job where you hate it. You don't like it anymore. You're not enjoying it, and you wish you were doing something different. Although this may not be the most productive week to try to find a new job. It may be difficult. It could be your own past mistakes or your own faulty judgment, because remember, the Temperance card says there could have been a misjudgment, some excess on someone's part that is going to create an additional complication for you financially or emotionally. You may be pushing too hard. Again, knowing how to use your strength and your leadership to get what you want. Because if you're being too pushy, too aggressive, too overbearing, you're going to create some friction in your relationship. So this is about how you express yourself. It's about looking at your life and having that new sense of purpose. Are you doing something that you love, something that you enjoy? Are you feeling vital? Is your health up to par? Or have you been holding something back that you need to release? Or are you bound to others inappropriately? Now, the last week, you are doing some type of review. You're looking at something, and again, you may be thinking about, should you stick with something safe or should you stick your neck out there and take a risk? Up until this point, you may be in control of a situation. You have your own little world in your hands, and yet you know that you need to move beyond this sphere of influence. There's something greater, bigger, beyond what you're currently dealing with. So this could be about other issues. Again, there could be ego battles, issues of domination or submission. You may be trying to dominate another person or situation, or vice versa. You could have, big ideas about what needs to happen, and you're using your own personal power to forge a new path. For some of you, this is a waiting period to see what's going to happen. Now, this could be, have to do with business, getting a business partner, being enterprising, or maybe you're involved in some kind of negotiations. Maybe your financial dealings have not been fair and you're trying to reconcile that and make it work. You may be waiting for an answer about something. Maybe you're going to do some traveling. For others of you, this is about being impulsive. You may have spread yourself too thinly. Maybe there's some inflexibility in dealing with a situation or a person, and you are at your limits with something. So whatever you're doing, you're assessing an opportunity that is before you. And this is a time for you to be practical, to deal with the facts, to no longer paint any idealistic pictures for yourself. This is the time for you to deal in truth about what your situation is and what the real opportunities are. Now, this could be a week where either at home, at work, or both, there are some opportunities for you to make some constructive changes that you really want to make. It could be that this is the moment in time where you get to prove yourself in some way. Maybe you're driving a point home, especially if you're having that frank, honest discussion. Maybe you get past a legal situation and you're vindicated in some way. Or perhaps you find a way to remove yourself from a situation that doesn't serve you, but you're able to do it without hard feelings, whether that's a situation, a job, or relationship. Because this is a week where how strongly you are attached to something is very important. And either that's going to increase or it's going to decrease. Now, you are waiting to do a reassessment. You're looking at some things, but it should not be because you are doubting yourself. And again, we get back to the strength card and letting fear stunt your growth and make you settle. So if you're procrastinating because you have a fear, then you're going to meet with resistance because other people are going to sense that. Even if you're not getting the support you need, or you're in a confrontation with another, this is a week to draw upon that strength card. Any indecision you have or lack of confidence is leaving you open. Your opponent, your challenger, your competitor is smelling blood right now. And they're going to intimidate you, manipulate you to get what they want. So either you're going to claim your power or they're going to claim it. So this is the week to trust those instincts, but again, only operating in truth and with facts before you make your decision or make your move. If you move on an assumption, then you could have, a fall from grace. So you're doing some type of review. You're thinking about the future. Maybe there's an opportunity that's going to provide you, something fortunate. You're trying to manifest with your thoughts. You're trying to create some possibilities. Others of you are doing a review because there's some issues that need to be clarified and you need to get clear on some things. Now, the underlying energy is the Emperor. So this is a major card. And in fact, you have 3 major cards. So this is going to be a month that is especially significant for you emotionally and spiritually. And either you're on the back end or the front end of a very stressful situation. Now, some of you are dealing with father figures. There may be an Aries person. This could be an older person. This could be a husband. This could be anybody that's holding some type of power, authority, or status. This is a week that focuses on a connection to somebody of influence. And personally, this could be a month. Personally, this could be your drive for achievement, for success. You want some respect. You want a stable situation. You want to be able to depend on something solid. So this is going to be a month about responsibility and the demand that takes. You're focused on your finances. You're focused on leadership, restoring some type of law and order. And in fact, some of you may have government dealings. Maybe you want a job promotion. Maybe you want a new job. Maybe you're trying to put something on a firm foundation, a job, a project, a relationship. This is a week about, I keep saying week. This is a month about becoming your own person. So it's all about control this month. Again, either you've got it or someone else has. Now, this could be your job. This could be a company you work for. This could be a supervisor, any structure of authority. And so you're going to be especially emotional, intense, and protective about what you feel are your rights, what you feel is yours, what you feel makes you secure, and your feeling about belonging. And so you're going to want to know the truth. And again, you're going to have this honest discussion with somebody where you get to the truth of a situation to find out where you stand. Now, some of you, you're getting more power. You're taking charge of something, and you're being assertive, you're being direct, and you're putting your will in place. You're spending a lot of energy to take on some demands so that you can make some gains. But for others of you, if you're facing that fear and letting it get the better of you, you're having a hard time gaining control. You're tempted to push too hard. You're tempted to move too fast. Again, maybe you're being aggressive or overbearing or domineering. And in the process, you're creating more problems, not less. It's a bad strategy. So too much intensity, too much self-righteousness. And again, there was a need to consider your own responsibility, your own actions in a situation. If you come on too strong, you're going to find yourself odd man out. You're going to be voted off the island. Now, also accepting things you can't change. If you're not accepting what is beyond you or a situation that's just stuck, it is what it is. You're going to continue to have inner turmoil that once again is affecting your physical well-being. So this is not a month about being excessively petty, being judgmental, overly critical, too demanding, or you may be coming in contact with that from others. In either case, somebody at the end of the day is going to realize that they're not running the show, that they don't have the power that they think they have. So this is about using power in a constructive way and knowing that anything is possible for you. This could be the start of something important if you allow it to be. You know, some of you, again, you're going to be dealing with some tyrants, some bullies, somebody who's immature, somebody who's abusing power. Maybe you're having to deal with your own weakness or you're in areas where you've been ineffectual. Maybe you're dependent on somebody, and maybe you're ending up being a burden, or vice versa. This could be about somebody refusing to grow up, being a rebel without a cause. So whatever it is, being a leader is important. Using self-control, using common sense, knowing that in some cases there's been a lack of action. You haven't been making decisions, you haven't been using your personal strength. Maybe you've only been fantasizing about something. So whatever your situation is, this is going to be a month that lacks emotion on some level. It could be a coldness in a situation. There could be some communication issues. Somebody could be acting irrational, impractical, illogical, or they're putting forth very little thought in the decisions that they're making. There is a lot of fire in your reading, which speaks to somebody being rash, impetuous, and impulsive. Now, this is going to center around, again, decisions being made that connect to your security, your well-being, your sense of belonging, your stability, and how attached you are to a situation, an idea, or a person. It may have to do with the strength to compromise. It could be control over healing, or taking control of a romance, or maybe your financial strength, or a review of whether there's been gratitude, or having a new sense of purpose about something, issues of fairness. Whatever it is, there's a call to action with a strong dose of realism. Again, acting on facts and truth. There's movement, there's action, there are issues of responsibility. So you're looking to move forward based on a solid foundation, and there's strong indication that you're going to be furthering those goals. If you have the ability to keep it real, you may very well make some long-term success happen for yourself. Now, it could be that there's an authority figure who's going to rein in some overexcitement. You may get some support from somebody, but only if you're on the same page, which means they're only going to help you if you think like they do, if you do what they want you to do. So if you're not careful, despite, external circumstances and outside pressure to change, there could be, the tendency to stay stuck in a spot in spite of any peer pressure. So somebody, in spite of everybody saying, hey, you really should do it like this, somebody may be resistant to that and not giving in. All right, Leo, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know with your comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a great month, and I look forward to speaking with you next month.